Hello, everyone. Welcome to the design contest live results. My name is Bo, and I have Oriole here with me. So today we have something special for you guys. Today, Oriole and I will be going through the top 3 designs for each software that were submitted for the design contest to give you guys the results. With that said, Oriole.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, so I'm super excited to do this with today, Bo. We have been receiving many different designs from customers from different origins. So a lot of the diversity in the designs that we've got. So we'll have a very, very exciting hour in the next 60 minutes. You're mute, Bo.
Product of the times, right? So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and we'll get into some matrix gold. All right, so everyone should be able to see my screen now.
Yes.
All right, so today I think we're going to start with Julie's submission. So let me go ahead and open it right here. All right. So this was one of our top 3 that we chose.
Yeah, it wasn't easy because there was a lot of variety, and to get to end up with, because we have 3 for matrix gold and 3 for counter sketch as finalists. So get to these 3 for each software was not easy at all, because there was a lot of good jobs there.
Yeah, and one thing with all of Julie's models that I know is she puts a lot of parametric history into them. So it takes a second to load, but once it does, let's see if I can do it this way just to show you guys, and then I'll open the render. So this is Julie's design, right? It's a very unique design. I think all the parts work great together to build the entire kind of theme of the model, right? I'm a huge fan of these 2-row French set bales. You know, it's very, very aesthetically pleasing.
And it's nice to see that she has been using a lot of different tools from matrix gold, but it still is a very popular design that is easy to use and wear. So that's something that also we need to keep in mind.
Definitely. So the creation of her pearl post is great. So let me see if I can open this up. Or I can do it from here, actually. Looks like all the parametric history shut down my old computer, but so yeah, the creation of her pearl post was super cool. The way she did it, she extruded a square that came all the way down, and then she kind of twisted it, right? And what that does, it allows the setter to get more epoxy into that pearl, right? We'll show it once it goes live, but it allows the setter to get more epoxy into that pearl, thus making it a more reliable setting of that pearl. The render is absolutely gorgeous, like I said. So let's see if I can open them now. I'll just do it import.
So now, should the parametric tree be loading? Yeah, it's thinking. So now it's loading. Well, because there is there is a lot of steps, but again, for sure that now one of the things that we were looking in this contest is the use of the parametric. So with because Bo and myself were looking at this design yesterday as the other ones, and you will see all the parametric tree on the right panel. So it's interesting because if a customer now comes and the customer wants a smaller pearl, for instance, then if you don't have the parametric tree to adapt all this functionality to the smaller pearl would be, well, you probably should start from the beginning. Instead, with the parametric that we have, you just need to resize the stones. Everything will adapt to the new pearl. So just in a few clicks, you have here a model that you can make as many modifications as you want.
Yeah, she definitely outdid herself in the parametric tree. So while that loads, let's go ahead and excuse me, go through this real quick. So Oriol and I kind of looked over these already, right? So what would you say is the model design unique? Have you seen a design similar? So out of 10, what would you give it, Oriol?
I would say 7 on this one.
7, yep. And I would probably do 8. So do the parts of the design work well together?
8.
8, yep. And I would say 8 as well. Are the proportions pleasing to the eye? I
would go for a 7 again.
7. Yeah, and I think this is one area, just being hypercritical, which so I would like to see the marquees come a little bit lower on the pearl. I get the idea, right? You don't want to go too far down, but I would do about a 5. So the aesthetics of the design, do you see the model design flow well together?
Yes, on this side, I will go for an 8.
8. Yep, and I would give something high as well, probably a 9. So on difficulty, on a scale of 10, how difficult?
Why don't we wait on that one to see if the parametric loads?
Sure.
And I mean, we can keep going with the other ones, but because I want to see all the parametric here, I don't know why it's taking that long.
Yeah, it said it was loaded.
Yesterday it was.
Yeah, yesterday went faster.
Well, it is loading if you want to go back to the Excel so we can keep doing the other areas.
Sure. So is the designer contempt? Is there open surfaces or wonky geometry? So yesterday I kind of looked through it a bit and everything seemed to be capped and the geometry was, very well created. So I would give this one about an 8.
The same from my side. No, 9. I will put the 9 here.
9. Yeah, and she even used smart flow and some other flow and surface commands, which.
And you know what, Bo? I think that it will come out. All of the scores that we will get will be pretty high because we already have been looking to many models. So we choose the ones that we thought that were the best ones. So the winner will be the winner just for a very small gap.
Yeah, it definitely will. So you can see all of these parametric history commands that she used.
Now I understand why it took that long to load the file. I haven't seen many parametric trees like this one.
No. So one thing that I would say, Julie, just if you're watching, so the whole idea is to condense these into one. So like I see you have a couple of polar arrays or mirrors right here, right? See if you can mirror multiple things at once instead of doing one command per geometry set. So this is
probably Bo, and now I would have to go to the whole parametric tree. But another way that we would have to build this model, the pearl is something that you can do in just one click, but then the marquee and everything else, I would just work on one, and then I would do the polar array, and probably we would reduce the tree of a lot.
Yep. So this is the impressive part right here that I like the little detail that you added in, right? You had that twist of the square extrusion that, little things like this help whenever you're setting that pearl into that cup. The one downside that I did see on this Julie was whenever we look up here at these assemblies, right? While they are fascinating that you want these to articulate, the actual area to kind of assemble these would be a little tight. So the only, constructive criticism that I have would be to extend these a little further down. That way, the person can get in there and actually hook it and then go back in and solder. If you're doing a laser, then, it's a little bit easier, but so let's go back to this. So how difficult was it to create?
We need to go faster, show. Paul, I was sending you a message because we won't have time to finish all of them before they make it in 1 hour.
Okay. Okay. So how difficult, Oriol?
On that one, I would go, even the parametric tree is super, super long. I would go for a 6.
6. And I would do
because
a 6 as well.
As I said, I think that we could probably reduce this parametric tree.
Okay, and manufacturability, what would you say on that?
I would go for a 6 also.
6. And I would do about the same. And marketability.
Yes, this definitely I would go for a 7.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely a marketable item. I've seen similar out there, so. All right, so use of parametric history.
Look, if we just count this one for the volume, probably we should have to go for a 10. But as I said, because I believe that this parametric can be reduced, I will go for 6.
6?
Yeah.
Sorry, 6. And I would do about a 7 because she did utilize quite a bit. So for this one, you also get bonus points for using the pearl. So your total score is 163. 163. All right, so let me get rid of this.
I like what we are doing here. This is something that we need to do every now and then.
I agree. I like doing these live events. All right, so let me file new real quick.
So congratulations, Julie. If you are watching this session, you did a very, very nice job.
She is, and then she also gave me an explanation of why she did it like this. She said she would print it with the pipes going down, right? That way she can just bend them under and then
solder.
Yeah, exactly. Not a bad idea. All right, so for our next one, we have Laurie, right? So let's import Laurie's. And I will open her image. So this one is very similar, right? With the large pearl. I think everybody went for the large pearl because it's the most bonus points, but we did get a bunch of different designs. So yeah, this one is one of my favorites as well, right? We chose the top 3 of Oriole and my favorite. So this one, the flower with the bright stone in the middle, meshes well with all the petals that kind of hold the pearl. The overall theme of the design is quite unified, Let's see if it opened in here. She also utilized quite a bit of parametric history as well. Let's delete these, get this out the way. And you can see she also created these petals by hand using sub D or clay U. She also created these by hand as well. So good job. very, very aesthetically pleasing, right? The theme of the jewelry is overall pretty much the same. Everything about this piece could be manufactured. The only thing I would say I would personally do different is kind of what Julie did in her post, right? Is instead of doing a straight post like this, I would do more of that square extrusion and then spin it. That way it's a more secure setting for that pearl, right? Because the only thing that's really holding that pearl is the epoxy. So granted, the epoxy is super strong, but yeah. So
and with the twist tool, it's quite easy to do that. The only thing that you need to do is just a box and use the twist from the transform tools, and you get that result.
Yep, exactly. All right, so let's move this. All right, Oriel, is this model design unique?
Definitely, it's unique for me. So because it's adapting the leaves to the pearl, so I would go for a 9.
9, and I would give it about a 9 as well, just because of the difficulty and the overall look of it. So, do the parts of the design work well together?
For me, on this one, I would go for an 8. I'm missing a bit of thickness to the leaves that we have on top of the pearl, so I will go for an 8.
Yeah, and I would probably go with an 8 as well. I think it, the overall theme is great. I think you possibly could have put, more like leaves in here that don't have stones just to kind of offset it, but I think it's great. Are the proportions pleasing to the eye?
As I said, I will go for a 7 on this one. I'm missing a bit more of meat on the leaves, so I feel like they are too thin.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with you. So I'll do a 7 as well. I think kind of like Julie's. I probably would have come a little bit further down to the pearl, down maybe a little higher than halfway, but I think overall it's great.
Not farther than half of the pearl, because then it would be hard to place the pearl, but yeah, probably. The problem is that from here, Bo, we are just watching the front view. It's true that once you look overall, the way that I really like that it's asymmetric, so I really like this.
Yeah, definitely agree with you. So let's do this. I was trying to do half and half. So. All right, here we go. Yeah, so aesthetics. How well does the design flow?
I will go for a 8 on this one.
Yeah, and I think the overall arching theme of it being like a flower with leaves and stuff, I think it's great. So I'll do a 9. All right, how difficult was it to create?
On this one, I will go for a 9.
Yeah, definitely.
Because she has been using also sub D or clay U on top of it, adding stones and, every part being different from the other. So I think that 9 is so good.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Sub D is not the easiest to complete. Also, surface building like these. So, all right. So, is the designer contempt? Is there open geometry or wonky geometry?
I don't think so.
Yep. So I checked through this model. The only thing I saw was kind of duplicate surfaces here and underneath. I don't know, I'm not sure how those were created, but that's kind of my only criticism on this, and that's not really much, so I would do an 8. So
I will follow your lead on this one, Bob, because you were the one that was checking the files.
All right, so manufacturability.
Have you checked anything else from here, Bob?
Yeah.
What? Just the leaves and see.
See if I can get one.
Yeah, I want to be sure that.
Seems pretty thick. Let's go to dimensions. Dim aligned. 1.2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the petals are a little thin.
You see, this is where I think that we are missing a bit of metal here. So the problem is that if you get this thickness in this pendant, just you can, if you grab it, very, very easy, you will bend it. So
Yeah, I definitely agree. So on this one, I would do probably a 6.
I will go for a 5 on this one.
Fine. Okay, so marketability.
7 from my side.
7, yeah, definitely agree. It's pretty high up there. It's all right.
Parametric history, I will go also for a 7 because there is not a lot of different tools that has been used. If you look at the parametric tree, Gem list on curve is the one that she had. She has put more effort on because every leaf was different, so she had a lot of work on that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Parametric history could have been elaborated, but it's kind of an unorthodox design, so it's hard to do it that way. I would probably do a 5. All right, and then you get 20 for the pearl, so we are at 168.
And you have to add 25, I think, also for the
the way we did it,
non-symmetrical.
but it's
Okay.
only one.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
So 1, 68. So we're doing manual tracking.
And super close.
Yeah, it really is, right? All right, so we have one more from Matrix Gold. File, new. Let me pause real quick. All right. Let me delete these.
Even the both designs had a pearl, but if you look at them, the one from Julie and this last one, they're quite different. So because one is more organic, the other one is more with the bezels and the stones, so
yeah,
more classic.
Now this is our other favorite Oriole. Do an import.
Yeah, at least the last one is a ring, right? At least we have one ring.
It is very, very nice design right here. This render, when I saw it, just blew me away. You can see that render is amazing.
It's very, very real.
Yep. So the first thing about this model that just captivated me was the render, right? When I open it, blown away, the entire theme and quality of the render. The quality and style. Diamonds are super bright in there. The pearl color within the renders kind of ideal for the whole design. So let's go through this real quick and I will show you the model. He used quite a bit of parametric history too. And one of my favorite things that they were able to do, right, was to come here. You're able to edit this polar array, right? And you can increase the number of swirls.
And this is a bit what we were talking about with Julie's design, right? That she has been working in just one of these sweeps with the stones and everything. And then with the polar array, she achieved this result. And the cool thing is that once you do the polar array, sometimes, or most of the times, it won't match perfectly, but because this is parametric, then you can go back to the prior steps and start to adapt it until it recalculates and you get the right design.
Yep. And he was able to design it in a way that each one of these sweeps, right, can be edited and stuff like that. So truly masterful use of parametric history.
And now that we are here, Bo, I think that is very, very important, because when you are working, and this is something that we released in the last version, when you are working in this kind of designs, there is a lot of operations. If you do any change to the origin of this piece, it will take a while to recalculate everything, because there is a lot of operations linked in the final result. Then what we released, that is the recalculate on the command end. This is something that I'm trying to tell everyone. We posted yesterday also in the forum, because it's in the dynamic commands. In the dynamic commands, we have the recalculate. There we go. Geometry on command end. And this is very, very cool on this kind of designs, because what it does is that you can make any modification while the command is open. You can move width, thickness. And once you are ready, then you can recalculate. Before, instead, when you were moving the width, you need to recalculate everything. Then when you move in the thickness, again, recalculate everything. So the amount of time that you save with this on or off, it's amazing.
Yep. So we can reduce it to like 5 or even 4. I hope I didn't try the 4, but let's accept it and see if it'll recalculate once I accept it. There we go.
So now that you have it here, probably what you will be able to do, and we don't have time today to do this, is that you could go to the gemstone curve and then increase the length of these gems.
Yep. Great model, great model. All right, so is this model design unique?
9.
9, I believe so. I would give it a 9 as well. All right, do the parts work well together?
I will go for 8 on this one.
8.
Maybe I would add, if I have to say something, a bigger pearl.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice too, you know. Unfortunately, it's not 20 millimeters, so it does not count for the bonus points, but you know, it's a great use of the pearl and the sweeps around it. So along with the split shank. So all right, are the proportions pleasing to the eye?
9.
9. Yeah, I think so as well. 9. All right. Does the design model flow?
I will go also for a 9 on this one.
9. And yeah, this one's pretty up there, so I'll do it 8. How difficult was it to create?
Well, on this one, I will go a 9. Look, I'm not ready to give a 10, but but it's almost there. I really like this design.
Yeah, I do too. Is the designer competent? Is their open surface wonky geometry? So whenever I was going through it, I could not find one issue with it. You know, the only thing that, and again, this is just being hypercritical, is to Boolean union these so they're not 3 separates, because whenever you print, you'll get some coplanar geometry right here. But again, that's just being hypercritical, you know. So I would do a 9.
I will follow you on this one.
All right, manufacturability. Is this design producible?
Yeah, I mean, it's producible, but to reach all the corners and everything, to clean it up, and now you have here a 4. We need to think how it was before. So probably there wasn't all these spaces between every sweep.
Yep.
But I will go for a 7 on this one, Bo, because I believe that to have a great finish on this ring is not easy at all.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with you. So down here, right, once you cast it, these sharp corners sometimes break off and relocate. A lot of this, you know, openness right here will
be hard to clean up.
Yeah, like in here, right here.
Yeah,
that's just super hard. So I would do a 7 for the most part.
And I will do a 6 on this one.
6.
Yeah.
All right, marketability. So for this one, I would say probably a 10 be the first one, but I love this design. Really, like my wife.
I think I will like it, right?
Yeah, my wife loves pearls. My mom loves pearls, so I can see them wearing this ring for sure.
Yeah, I will go for a 10. I think that this is the right spot where I can place the 10.
Hey.
In parametric history.
Yeah.
I will go for a 9 on the parametric history.
Yep, I think I would do that as well. All right, so now we can do this one and enter. All right, so 103.
So we have a winner.
We do have a winner for Matrix Gold. Congratulations, Laurie.
Laurie with the flower pearl is the one that won this contest for Matrix Gold.
All right, so now we can get into the counter sketch designs. These were some of my favorite too. Man, you guys are going to be blown away by some of the designs. All right, so let me close this. Let me open this. File, open. Let's go back here. So the first one we have Chase. So Chase's design is a fully articulating gun, which is impressive. To make all of this in counter sketch.
Yeah. And it's funny because we have in counter sketch, one of the freehands that we have is a gun like this one, but this is one level, or quite a lot of levels ahead of that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So here you go.
This
is the design. So it's quite.
And man, this is, you know, sometimes, of course, that in Matrix Gold there are more tools to give freedom to your creativity. But when you see this stuff coming from counter sketch, allows you to see that, you know, many designs can be achieved within counter sketch and the freehand parts.
Fully articulating too, which is impressive. And then he even sent us some final production photos.
Look at this, man. I'm super glad to see these examples from counter sketch.
Right, I was so blown away by this one. So this piece is obviously producible because it was produced, right?
Yeah.
Though I'm not quite sure how it was assembled. I'm pretty impressed by that. You know, the only thing.
But it's we have the proof. So on this, to me, it's a 10. When we reach the manufacturability, it's a 10 for me.
All right. So is the model design unique?
9. It is unique.
It very much is. All right. Do all the parts work well together?
9. From what we can see from the last renders, it does.
I agree. Are the proportions eye-pleasing?
9.
Yeah. So I definitely agree. I think, you know, it's quite big, but I understand you had to go that route to, you know, to get it producible. So I would do probably an 8. Aesthetically pleasing.
Yes, the only thing, and I know that it's not easy to do it, but the only thing that maybe I would change is the veil at the very top.
Yep.
I know that this is where you have to hang it, but this is the only thing that so I will go for an 8 on this one.
8. Yeah, and I think it definitely flows well. So it would be up there. So a 7. So how difficult was the design to create?
I would like to see how many parts, but I would go for an 8 for sure.
Yeah, and I definitely think it's definitely difficult. So I would do a 10 just because you have to think about the individual parts and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Is the designer competent? I would definitely say a 10 because he put
Yeah,
gun
he
together.
put it everything together. So
Yeah. Manufacturability,
10, 10.
10.
We have the proof.
Marketability.
It's sold. So let's go for a 10.
Yep, that is true. Hard to deny that. And then parametric history, because it's built in Countersketch, is a default 10, right?
Mhm.
So this one, you had unsymmetrical, unorthodox design. So 108 for Chase. All right. So let's open a new one.
New.
And this next one was awesome. This was one of my favorite submissions that we had here. So this also sent a final image.
This is one of these more classic Counter-Sketch designs, right?
Yep. It's got these nice freehand part scroll work, two-tone floral, with a 3 rubies. I think it's gorgeous. So can definitely see my wife wearing something similar, so you can see it right here. All right, so let's go here. Let's go back and delete it. All right, Oriole, is this design unique?
I will go for a 6 on this one. I don't feel like it's a very, very unique. Yes, it has parts that he has added, but I have seen a few of those.
Yeah, likewise, I've seen quite a few. Not exactly the same, but it's with the scroll work, window, stuff like that. But do the parts work well together?
This I will go for a 9 because it really does.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The parts do work well. It comes together to tell a whole story with the rounds
The
in the market.
leaves,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
the leaves, the flower. So
yeah, I
the
do a
idea
10.
it's amazing.
All right. Are the proportions eye pleasing?
They are. So I will go for a look. I will go for an 8, and I will. The only reason why is because the scrolls that I see there, to me, I'm missing a bit of metal there.
Yeah, that's one thing that I kind of noticed. And the good thing about that, right? See, they're super thin, 0.2 millimeters.
There is no way that.
Yeah, that's pretty thin. Um,
So this is something that is important also to mention that in Counter-Sketch, when you are using the library models, we have the sliders that is telling you what is producible. But when you are using the freehand parts, because they are free, you can do whatever you want. Sometimes they are aesthetic, and you were working in CAD/CAM, and you know that many times you receive models from customers that even it looks very nice in the screen. Once you get it from printing, or many times you don't even get it from printing, you need to be sure that can be produced. So when it's about these scrolls, I wouldn't go, at least myself, and you can tell me what you think, but I wouldn't go less than 0.6.
yeah, 0.5, 0.6 are generally about the size. From the pictures, the production pictures, right? I can tell that CAD CAM kind of went behind and thickened them up, which is good, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how thick they look, probably 0.3, 0.4. So looks like they thicken them up enough,
Mm-hmm.
So
I will go for a 5 on this one.
5, yep. And I think a 5 as well. All right, so aesthetics of the design. Does everything flow together? Yeah, and
As
I
I
think it's
said, and it's
pretty
just
high.
it's just because the filigree, the scrolls.
All right, how difficult was it to create?
Well, I will go for a 8 on this one.
Yeah, I think laying out all of these things, one thing that you need to notice, right, is that these are a rotate copy. So you have to actually rotate with the mirror up here. So it's pretty difficult. And you kind of have to have advanced knowledge of counter sketch. So I would do an 8 or 9 as well. So all right. So is there any wonky geometry? The only thing I would really bring up again, and not to be hypercritical, but the scroll size, stuff like that. So that's, I would give it probably a 7.
I will go for 7 as well.
All right, manufacturability. Yeah.
5.
Yeah, and I would do probably a 6. The good thing about counter sketch, right, is that whenever you submit the models, you have an experienced validator that kind of looks over them, make sure, they're good. So just, I'd like to see it be submitted, manufacturable. All right, marketability.
I will go for an 8 on this one because I think that looks very, very nice, and it's something that can be, as you said, your wife probably would say, I want one of those. So
Yeah,
this is telling you what.
Yeah, my wife loves pearls with like this floral design, stuff like that. So definitely checks all those boxes. Use of parametric history, right? It's in
10,
counter sketch. Counter sketch, a lot of people don't know, already has parametric history. All right, so this one would be a 92.
You have the non-symmetrical?
Yeah, non-symmetrical.
Okay, perfect.
Make sure they all calculated. Yep.
All right.
So let's go here. All right. And we have one more design from Bernie. Let me delete this real quick.
We are right in time. We have 17 minutes left, so that's fantastic.
All right. Let me grab his model and pull it in. Actually, I better open it. Can see when this one populates how many freehand parts. Very unique design. He's got these long tentacles, kind of looks like an octopus, but it's more like the Fabergé egg-ish design. So I think next design contest, we need to rethink our bonus points, because maybe the
pearl.
Yeah, the pearl kind of, being so worth so many points kind of limited the design. So
yes, but also this is an advantage for this kind of contest, because then you are giving like one guide for the customers. If we want to make something that we can get multiple different designs, then yes, but it's good also to add something that we want to put a lot of points, because then we know that the designs will be focused on this. So I think that it's also a good idea to drive the designs.
Yep. And I think these were earrings, if I'm not mistaken, is what Bernie had said.
Yeah, you can at the top you can see the lock.
Yeah, true. Sorry. Yeah, so big dangle earrings. I love it. All right. So overall creativity, is the model unique?
It is a 10.
Right.
Very hardly you will find something like this.
Yeah, I would say 8. I haven't seen something exact, but I've seen Fabergé type designs, so but still very unique. Do the parts of the design work well?
On this, I will add 8.
8.
Or yeah, 8.
Yeah, and I would say probably not this one, a 7. I would just like to see more, I guess, direct placement of these spheres. While it's super cool, he looks like he rotated this way 3 times from, I guess I can just go to top view, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and there is some of this yellow filigree that is going into the bezels. I have seen some spot where it's intersecting too much, so this wouldn't be producible.
Yep, like right here. All right.
You see that? Yeah.
Pleasing to the eye.
7.
7, and yeah, I definitely think it's pleasing, so it'd be about a 6. All right, aesthetics. Does the design flow well?
6 on this one from my side.
Yeah, and like I said, I would just like to see more conscious placement of the spheres and stuff. So I would do about a 5. How difficult was the design to create? Personally, I think he just laid one out and then rotated it, if I'm not mistaken. Some of the detail, takes time to place, but overall, it's not super difficult. So I would say about a 6.
I will go for a 6 also. Both.
All right. And again, this one right here, I know Bernie and I know he's competent. So personally, I know he is. Like I said, however, some of these spheres, I'd like to see more direct placement. So I would do about 6.
I'll go for a 5 on this one.
5. All right, manufacturability, right?
Again, on this one from my side, I will go for a 5 because, as I said, there is, these details where one yellow parts are going inside the bezels. This is something that you need to take a lot of care when you are doing a piece of jewelry.
Yeah, I definitely agree. CAD CAM is there to save whenever you miss something. But like I said, some of these are just not necessarily touching. Some of these are overlapping. So
and the problem, the problem, Bo, with CAD CAM is that we have very proficient people in that department. The problem is that sometimes if you need to fix a lot the design, you need to make a lot of fixes on this design, it ends up with something that the customer is not what he was looking for. But it's the only way that it can be producible. So it's always good to remind to customers that if they can get it as clean as they can, that CAD CAM doesn't need to touch it a lot, the more accurate will be the design to what they are looking for.
Yep, definitely agree. All right, so marketability.
I will go on a 6 on this one.
All right, I would definitely do about the same. You've seen designs before, but it's not very mainstream. And then parametric history, we'll do 10. All right, so 60. And is Bernie here? Matt said he forgot to enter. Well, you guys can still send us your models. We'll look them over, or I will at least. I'm always interested in what customers build in Matrix Code. So All right, so let's turn this on because he has a pearl in there and a 160. All right, Bernie, looks like you are our winner, sir. So we have Bernie and Laurie. Man, this was a close one right here, right?
Yeah, it was very, very close. So yeah, congratulations to the winners. So it has been the first time that we have done this. It was planned to be done a while back, but this is how it has ended up. But man, I think that is a good idea and it's something that we can do at least once a year, because this is the first year, but for sure that will become more and more popular, and it's a good way to talk about the designs, and also, you know, if there is anything that we believe we should tell the users or the contestants to do differently, it's a good place to do it.
Yep, I definitely agree. I think, you know, we can rethink the bonus points and maybe have different ones next time, which would be extremely fun. So, all right. You have anything you want to add, or?
Well, just let them know that we will get in touch with them just for the prize, and well, we will publish this in our social media and our forum, so everyone is aware of about the winners. And yeah, congratulations. So, what was? Can you remind me what was the prize, Bo?
The prize, it was
200.
250, I believe, per person.
Yes, that's right.
So 250 to Laurie, 250 to Bernie, and you will get a placement on our social media channels. So
thank you so much. We really appreciate, and look, we don't have more time, but next time also will be good, Bo, and we were talking about this to just do like 5 minutes about showing all the different models, renders from all the models that we have received, because today we have been talking just about 6, but the amount of designs that we got was amazing, and honestly, there was a lot of good designs. It was hard just to come out with these 6. So thank you for that.
So this is, I'll show it real quick. We still have a couple minutes. So this is one that we received. And
yeah,
then,
there we go. I like the setting of this one.
Yeah, I definitely do. I like the way these, you know, they make these sweeps, scrolls on. Yeah. All right, let me open this one. This one was another unique design.
Oh yeah, that was articulated, right?
Yeah, and the center articulated, which is pretty awesome. Render is also very nicely done.
Yeah.
Just to showcase a couple of them. This one was one. Pretty great.
Yeah, this was very, very close to the finals, because even the design is not that intricate, but he did the whole collection, and the way that it is present, I believe that it's very, very interesting.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I love this bracelet, right? And then the matching earrings.
The earrings, the way that the earrings are articulated is something that is doable. I mean, it's very good.
All right. Well, we do have quite a few entries, so I don't have time to go through them all, Julie. But yeah, hopefully we can do this again in the future, and you know, we can have even more to showcase. So.
All right, Bo, thank you so much. It has been a pleasure today on running this contest. I can't wait to have another one.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for joining me, Oral.
All right. Have a good one, everyone. Thanks for watching.